Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Steve. Today I want to talk about something that I think most of retirees can relate to, as can their children or their families, and that is your stuff. Because we all have stuff, and what I have found is the older you get and the longer you live in the same house, the more stuff you have. My parents had a house, the one that I grew up in, and it had a full unfinished basement. Now, when you're a little kid, a full unfinished basement is pretty cool because it's a great place to have a little workshop and a really cool place to go play. The other thing that it's really good for is storing a bunch of stuff. It allows you to collect stuff. And some of it may not even be your own stuff. You know, that full basement, that's a great place for your family members to keep the furniture suit that they don't use anymore. Oh, let me just put it in the basement down there. And sure, next thing you know, your basement's full of a lot of other people's stuff too. They also had an attic. And their attic, like the basement, was full of stuff. Except most of the stuff in the attic was theirs. My father was a big collector. He collected coins, he collected antiques, he collected knives, he collected jewelry. I can't tell you all the things that my father collected. It was a lot of stuff. And our attic was full of all that stuff, as was the basement. Of course, mixed in with all that stuff was countless photo albums, baby clothes, all kinds of things that belonged to myself and my sister when we were little, things we made in school, old report cards, you know, all the stuff that parents keep. Well, you can probably see where this is going. When my father passed away, my mother decided that it was time to downsize. Keeping the larger house with a large yard, it just wasn't practical for her. We tried for a while. You know, I'd go over and help her mow the yard, all that stuff, but even that, it became overwhelming. And paying someone to take care of the yard, that just wasn't really economically feasible. I mean, we could have done it, but it wouldn't have made much sense because, I mean, I could do it. I just had to cut out the time. So she decided to downsize. Well, you know what that meant? That meant that we had to clean out the house so that we could sell it. So, of course, we had to go up in the attic and get everything down. And we had to go in the basement and figure out what was there, what was their own things and what belonged to someone else. Contact those that had something else in the basement that belonged to them and say, hey, you got to come get it. And then we had to go through all of the stuff that was in the basement, in the attic, packed away in closets, drawers. And I am here to tell you that was a job. Now, I mean, I'm just saying, I think we had one big yard sale. A lot of stuff was donated. And I mean, there were some things that I kept, but not a lot. I'm not a real sentimental person for things. A lot of people are, and if you are, then hey, that's great because your parents are going to love you when it's time to clean out because you got a lot of stuff you can get. But what I found with my situation and what I hear from a lot of other people is that when it's time to clean all that out, your kids really don't want a lot of that stuff. For whatever reason. I mean, they may have stuff that is their own child stuff. I don't know. My point is, you got time now that you're retired, so start weeding through that stuff now. If you have something, a family heirloom that you want to pass down, consider giving it to them now. Because what's the point of waiting until after you're gone and then they get it? Let them have it now. Let them get the enjoyment out of it. If you don't need it, if it's just sitting around. Now, if it brings you joy or comfort for that item to be in your house, then by all means, keep it. But consider giving it to them now. If they don't want stuff, then do something different with it. Donate it if that's a possibility. Sell it if you need to. And a bit of a harsh reality, some of it you're just going to have to throw away because nobody wants it. Those old report cards, an old dress or the clothes that you wore, your son or daughter wore home from the hospital. Your son or daughter may want it, but they may not. And that's even if it hadn't been eaten up by moths or whatever. I guess my point of this is, don't burden your children with having to get rid of all your stuff after you're gone. Because I can tell you, it's a huge job. And your children probably don't have the time to do it. Some of them may make the time, and some of them may find it enjoyable to reminisce through the memories, so forth. But there's probably going to be a lot of it just going to wind up in a dumpster somewhere because it doesn't mean the same thing to your children that it did to you. Now, that can be a little hurtful at times. Because a picture of your great aunt on your mother's side might mean a lot to you, but your children never met them, and they may or may not have any interest in that picture. Don't let it hurt your feelings. Either way, don't dump all that stuff on your kids. Take care of it while you got the time. And your kids will probably be a whole lot happier. Like always, this is just my opinion. If you agree or disagree, leave me a comment. We can talk about how different people do it different ways. Maybe I'm wrong. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe so that you can watch other videos about retirement-related things. And if you know anybody that will benefit from it, share it. Help me grow our channel. And I can keep putting out these videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.